Lupang hinirang lupa ng pag-ibig sa manlulupin, itakasisingin sa natatang tugtog sa simulat sa langit ang mga ay nilatang tula at awit sa kanay pinamahal. Ang isang ng bata patuloy na ay nanatiligay, ang itubig na parang kakayan ang kanyang magbibigay. Lupa na halalan, Lord, ating magsintahan, ay langit sa aking ito. Ang ligaya naman ay lumaking ang ay pagkain sa'yo.
The opening prayer to be led by the Honorable Rodrito Espiritu Jr.
Let us all bow our heads and feel the presence of the Lord. In the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. Sangguniang Panlalawigan prayer. Dear Lord, as we deliberate in today's session, please give us the wisdom to overcome passion. Give us that understanding heart to do away with prejudice. Please give us the foresight to know what the future may devise. Give us the courage and strength to seek what the truth and what is good. Please give us the facility of language that we may be understood. And finally, our dear Lord, make us worthy public servants of this province. We deeply love and highly honor the province of Camarines Sur, the premier province of Bicol region. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Honorable Espiritu. May I now request the Secretary to do the roll call?
Honorable Vice Governor Fortunato C. Peña.
Present.
Honorable Board Member Warren A. Senior. Honorable Board Member Romulo O. Hernandez. Honorable Board Member Darius S. Nopra. Honorable Board Member Fabio F. Figuracion. Honorable Board Member Nelson B. Julia. Honorable Board Member Rodito P. Espiritu Jr. Honorable Board Member Angel G. Naval. Honorable Board Member Emmanuel H. Noble. Honorable Board Member Hilmar S. Pacamara. Honorable Board Member Amador L. Simando. Honorable Board Member Giovanni A. Senior. Honorable Board Member George R. Bengua. Mr. Chairman, I have the honor to certify the existence of a quorum.
Okay, so now that we have the quorum, we'll now proceed with our session. The Honorable Naval, the Majority Floor Leader, is now recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the approval of the journal, I move for the approval of the journal dated December 3, 2013 during our regular session.
Any second? Duly seconded by the Honorable Simando. Any remarks, objection? Hearing none, the same is approved.
Approval of the agenda.
Approval of the agenda. Yes, the Honorable Senior.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the kind indulgence, Mr. Chairman, of the body, I am moving, Mr. Chairman, for the inclusion under under committee report. Just 2 items, Mr. Chairman. This next time, Mr. Chairman, this won't happen anymore. The committee report will be submitted earlier.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Under committee report, 2 items. The committee on appropriations. Committee on Finance and Appropriations, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, same is approved. The Honorable Bengua. Next is Honorable Simando.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move for the inclusion, Mr. Chairman. A resolution requesting Commission on Audit and Department of Budget and Management to provide us the records involving national official from CAMSUR who are involved the PDAP scam as reflected in the police affidavit.
Any second?
Under business for the day.
Under business for the day. Any second? Duly seconded by the Honorable Simando. Any remarks, objection? Hearing none, same is approved. The Honorable Simando, the inclusion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I hear 2 committee reports for inclusion for the business of the day. Number one, committee report dated June 10, Mr. Chairman. This refers to administrative case number 02-2014 for gross neglect. Caption Francisco Ramirez Trian, third complainant versus Municipal Councilor Angie Belmonte Noble. Considering, Mr. Chairman, that this representation together with the two members of the committee have inhibited themselves from trying this case, we recommend that this body as a whole
So I think we will include that first, sir, in the agenda.
Yes, yes.
Apo. So inclusion po.
I move that this committee report be included in the agenda and business for the day.
Yes. Any second? Duly seconded, same is approved.
Another committee report, Mr. Chairman, dated January 10, consisting of 5 items. We move that this committee report be included in the agenda business for the day.
Any second? Duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, same is approved.
Thank you, Mr.
The Honorable Pacamara.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With the permission, Mr. Chairman, of the body, I move for the inclusion of a resolution requesting Honorable Rogelio Singson, Secretary of the Department of Public Works and Highways, to grant the parcel of lot situated at Barangay Concepcion Grande, Naga City, to PNP CIDG Kamsur. Author of which, Mr. Chairman, author of this is Board Member Nelson Julia, who is now at the office of the Secretary.
Okay.
I move for the inclusion of the resolution, Mr. Chairman.
Any second?
Under
Business for the day.
business for the day.
Business for the day. Okay. Duly seconded by the Honorable Hernandez. Any objection? Hearing none, same is approved. Next item, please.
Mr. Chairman, if there will be, I have here one inclusion under business for the day. This is an invitation coming from the Office of the President. So under business for the day, Mr. Chairman.
So, under business for the day, any second? Duly seconded, same is approved. Any other inclusions?
If there will be no more inclusion, Mr. Chairman, I move for the approval of the agenda as amended.
Any second? Duly seconded by Honorable Bengua and Simando. The agenda for today as amended is hereby approved. Next item.
F3, circulars, letters, and other communications.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the first item under circulars, letters, and other communication, a letter dated June 2, 2014 of Mayor Delfin R. Pilapil Jr., the Municipal Mayor of Camarines Sur, addressed to Engineer Theodore Romel E. Pestaño, calling for the complete stoppage of mining operations in the municipality of Lagonoy, Camarines Sur, Mr. Chairman. I move that this be referred to the Committee on Mines and Energy, headed by Attorney Simando.
So be it referred to the Committee on Mines and Energy.
Next item, Mr. Chairman, let it be noted.
F3B is noted.
F4,
Then under review of municipal and city resolutions and ordinances, Mr. Chairman, I move that the two items be referred to appropriate committees as marked.
The two items under for review are hereby referred to the committee, concerned committees as marked.
G, calendar of business, committee report. Committee report of Honorable Senior.
The Honorable Senior is now recognized. The Honorable Warren Senior.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first ordinance, Mr. Chairman, is an ordinance authorizing the increase the daily subsistence meal allowance of patients confined at all provincial hospitals owned and managed by the province of Camarines Sur from daily amount per day of 35 pesos to 125 pesos and appropriating funds thereof. The principal author, Mr. Chairman, of this ordinance is Honorable Fabio Figuracion. I will read the text, Mr. Chairman. Whereas the 1991, the national government introduced a major devolution of national government services, which included health services through the introduction of Republic Act 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, wherein operation and administration of locally managed hospitals was handed to the respective local government units where the subject institution is located. Whereas the rising cost of healthcare in the country have forced the government to examine the viability of a centrally financed and managed public health service. Thus, the transfer of powers and responsibilities to the local government stimulates local tax effort and augment existing resources for health. Whereas, since local government units are assumed to be more sensitive and responsive to the local needs, the devolution created an opportunity to trim down excess capacity, pattern the menu of health services provided to local conditions, and avoid costly delays in managing epidemic and disasters. Whereas the amount of 35 pesos has long become insufficient to cover the daily food expense allowance of hospital patients, with a great change in the present value of peso. Whereas in order to cater to the basic need of food allowance to hospital patients, there is an urgent need to enact an ordinance to authorize the amount of their daily subsistence allowance. The committee recommends for its approval, Mr. Chairman. I move for its approval, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Duly seconded by the Honorable Simando.
And it is-
Any remarks? Objection? Hearing none, same is approved.
And for the record, Mr. Chairman, the co-author, Mr. Chairman, my co-author will be Honorable Fabio Figuracion as Chairman of the Committee on Health. Another ordinance, Mr. Chairman. An ordinance institutionalizing the revolving fund for all hospitals under the provincial government of Camarines Sur to ensure continuous supply of essential drugs, medicines, and medical supplies. The principal author, Mr. Chairman, is Honorable Fabio F. Figuracion, Mr. Chairman. I will read the text, Mr. Chairman. Whereas, pursuant to Section 5C of RA 7160, otherwise known as the Local Government Code of 1991, to give more powers to local government units in accelerating economic development and upgrading the quality of life for the people in the community. Whereas Section 5C of RA 7160 has devolved to the local government units the function of giving the basic health services to community. Whereas the basic services shall include the availability and accessibility to low-cost, quality essential drugs, medicines, and medical supplies at all times. Whereas pursuant to PhilHealth Circular number 011, series of 2011, institutionalizing the no balance billing policy, which aims to ensure equity in health and increased financial risk protection among our sponsored members, admitted in a ward bed at any government hospital, a sponsored member and their dependents must not incur any out-of-pocket expenses relative to their hospitalization. Whereas the present situation indicates that all provincially managed hospitals are experiencing shortage of drugs, medicines, and supplies due to lengthy procurement process and inadequate budget for essential drugs, medicines, and medical supplies. Whereas out-of-pocket spending remains a burden to patients, local chief executives, and other elected officials, despite the increasing PhilHealth enrollment coverage in the province of Camarines Sur. The recommendation of the committee, Mr. Chairman, is for it to be approved, for its approval, Mr. Chairman. And I move for its approval, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Are you seconding or any comment? Yes, comment.
I understand, Mr. Chairman, that the intention is for the province to pave the way for the creation of the so-called revolving fund in every district hospital. Am I right, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, I think
In every hospital, meaning
it is the
for
intention.
the Libmanan District Hospital, whatever fund that may be raised will only
be spent.
be spent in Libanan District Hospital. Am I right? Or
I think that's the intention.
That's the intention.
now, very good, well-meaning, Mr. Chairman. But then, may I ask, how do we go about it? How do we raise fund for that? Would it mean increasing the rates, the present rates? Would it mean increasing the fees, charges, and said district hospital? That I would like to clarify, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the presiding officer is more knowledgeable. Ikaw ba katong revolving
PhilHealth.
mga petty cash baga usually? Can they spend the petty cash for medicines?
I think that is the intention of that.
The existing,
Yeah.
the petty cash that they have now,
They can spend it.
bako man hali sa mga fees o ano. In fact, ang mga fees, yaon pa sa Committee on Ways and Means. Maybe next week, sponsor kan chairman kan Committee on Ways and Means. Igwa kaya existing na ngunyan na mga revolving fund na immediately nakaka-action ang mga chief of hospitals. And
Basically, it's the PhilHealth income.
igwa pa
the
nga sila
PhilHealth,
PhilHealth
yes.
income na pwede sila makatautulos immediately.
So I would imagine, Mr. Chairman, in Libmanan, this is the would-be scenario. There will be, this has something to do with the first ordinance you already approved. There will be a substantial increase for the food allowance of the patients that will be confined, that will seek the assistance of the Libmanan Emergency Hospital. A considerable increase for the food allowance in patients especially. They will benefit from that. But there will be no substantial increase on the fees and charges of the Libmanan District Hospital. Let's say in the laboratory expense, dahil man lalangkawan. Kaya pagpapailing ko po digdi, ang ginibok ang probinsya, dakulaw na bagay na programa ini ni Governor Migs, na sa gabos na hospital kang probinsya, biglang kawan ni Governor Migs kang Kapitolyo, ang pundo para sa pagkakanaral daw kang pasyente. Pero, dahil malangkaw, kang mga binabayaran kang mga nasampit na pasyente sa mga dati na binabayaran mo niyan sa presente mga district hospital. Tama po yan.
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. Except for si room rate ng mga air condition. Like for example, Ragay and Libman and other hospitals, may mga air conditioned na mga private rooms. Iyan ang kaipuan ng ordinance na dapat ipasa para makasigil itong air conditioned rate na. Bako naman itong garupang ward. Ikaw kay mga private rooms na air conditioned ng mga hospitals ta. So iyan lang ang dapat ay ipasa.
Yeah.
Except for that, gabos mayo man increase.
So,
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I am willing to second the motion, Mr. Chairman. Because just this morning, halip ako sa hospital kan Libmanan, and mahiling mo talaga ng improvement. And sa araw kayo na yung kaisipan pa ka ni Governor Mix Villapuerte, kasi Sangguniang Panlalawigan, dapat lang maaraman kang Camarines ang napakagayon na ideyang inikinipo niya. Salamat.
Okay, so duly seconded by the Honorable Nopra. Any other comments? Objection? Hearing none, the same committee report is hereby approved and adopted.
And Mr. Chair, for the record, my co-sponsor, Mr. Chairman, is the chairman of the Committee on Health, Honorable Boots Figuracion, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Duly noted. Yes. Next item,
Inclusion of Honorable Simando.
the inclusion of the Honorable Simando.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This inclusion, Mr. Chairman, refers to administrative case number 02-2014 for gross misconduct filed by Francisco Ramirez Tia III as complainant versus Municipal Councilor Angie Belmonte Noble respondent. Considering, Mr. Chairman, that this representation, as well as the two members of the committee and the persons of board members Naval and Noble have inhibited from sitting and trying in this case. As per committee report, we recommend that the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and Bank, or as a body, to hear and decide the administrative complaint filed and pending before the Special Committee on Administrative Cases in order to administer justice free from suspicion of bias and prejudice. May I move for the approval of this report?
In a second. Duly seconded by Honorable Noble and Honorable Bengwa. Any remarks, objection? Hearing none, the same committee report is hereby adopted and approved.
Mr. Chairman, before Board Member Simando proceed with his
Second.
next committee report. With regards to the administrative case report, committee report, Mr. Chairman, the effect is that since the special committee on administrative cases, from the chairman and the two members all inhibited
Inhibited.
in the hearing, so it will be a committee as a whole. So that, Mr. Chairman, the hearing for administrative cases filed by Eco Tria versus
Noble.
Kagawad Angie Belmonte Noble will be heard by the entire membership, Mr. Chairman. So it will be the presiding officer who will be the chairman or presiding officer of that committee.
I suggest that we create a special committee for that. It will be too tasking on to all of us if it will be heard by the plenary. So I think
Mr. Chairman, that is the committee report. In fact, that's the recommendation of the committee, which we just recently approved. What will happen, Mr. Chairman, it will be the entire membership of the Sangguniang will be converted into a special committee as a whole, hearing the only for that administrative case, Mr. Chairman. And doing so, it will be the vice governor to become the presiding officer of that special committee.
well, I suggest we create a committee on a separate committee on that. Maybe we can nominate members of the Sangguniang to be members of the committee, special committee to look into that. It will be very difficult for all of us to be coming here for that hearing. So, and we cannot master the quorum for the hearing. It will be very difficult to master the quorum for the hearing. So I think it is wise to organize a committee composed of at least 3 members. So
I move, Mr. Chairman, that this matter be transferred to the business for the day so that we can discuss now and compose or create this special committee as suggested by the presiding officer.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We will look into the suggestion of the Honorable Presiding Chair.
So I move, Mr. Chairman, that this matter be calendared under business for the day so that we can create a special committee for this purpose.
So this item is now transferred to the business for the day for further discussion.
So another committee report, Mr. Chairman. This consists of 5 items. Item 1 refers to City Ordinance 2014-03 of Iriga City. Item 2, Municipal Tax Ordinance number 033, series of 2014 of Goa, Camarines Sur. Third item, Mr. Chairman, is resolution number 2014-016 of Kanaman, Camarines Sur. Resolution number 2014-019 of Kanaman, Camarines Sur, and Municipal Ordinance number 227, series of 2014 of Goa, Camarines Sur. We have, Mr. Chairman, the recommendations of these 5 items, and we move that this committee report be approved.
Any second. Duly seconded by Honorable Pacamara. Any remarks, objection? Hearing none, the same committee report is hereby adopted and approved.
Thank you, Mr.
Business for the day. Inclusion of Honorable Bengwa.
The inclusion of the Honorable Bengwa under business for the day.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a resolution, Mr. Chairman, requesting COA and DBM to provide us the records involving national official from Camarines who are involved PDAP scam as reflected in a police affidavit. May I move, Mr. Chairman, for the approval of this resolution?
Any second? Duly seconded by Honorable Simando. Any objection? Remarks? Hearing none, the same resolution is approved.
Inclusion of Honorable Pacamara.
The inclusion of the Honorable Pacamara under business for the day.
I move for the approval, Mr. Chairman, of a resolution requesting Honorable Singson, Secretary of DPWH, to donate grant the parcel of lot situated at Barangay Concepcion Grande, Naga City for PNP CIDG Kamsur. Be approved.
Any second? Duly seconded by Honorable Simando. Any remarks? Objection? Hearing none, the same resolution is hereby approved.
Thank you.
Inclusion of Honorable Naval.
Yes, the inclusion of the Honorable Naval.
This is an invitation coming from the Office of the President. Kapiling ang kagalang-galang Benigno S. Aquino III, Pangulo ng Pilipinas bilang panauhing pandangal at tagapagsalita ang pambansang lupo ng Araw ng Kalayaan 2014 ay malugod na nagaanyaya sa inyong pagdalo sa pagtataas ng watawat at pag-aalay ng bulaklak kaugnay ng pagdiriwang ng ika-116th anibersaryo ng pagpapahayag ng kalayaan ng Pilipinas. Tema: pagsunod sa yapak ng mga dakilang Pilipino tungo sa malawakang at permanenteng pagbabago. Plaza 15 Martires, Lungsod ng Naga, ika-80 ng umaga, Huwebes, ika-12 ng Hunyo 2014. Inaasahan na sa Puok, Tipanan ang mga panauhing pagsapit ng ika-7:30 ng umaga. Kasuotan ay formal or Pilipiniana para sa mga babae, RSVP, NHCP 523. Ito po yung contact number. 523-1019 or 254-7482, local 131-2143.
May we request, Mr. Chairman, our provincial secretary to let us understand the invitation. Pwede mo daw tabi Bicolon o Ingleson.
Ito po this is an invitation coming from the Office of the President, inviting all of you, your honors, to witness the flag raising ceremony and replaying at the Plaza 15 Martires to be held on June 12, 2014 at 8 o'clock in the morning. That is Thursday po. And the attire should be formal for male and Filipiniana for female.
What we're expected to be
Yung
in the
tipanan, itong tipanan.
The Tipanan, the place is Plaza 15 Martires.
We should be in
You
that
should be
place.
at the Tipanan, that is the Plaza 15 Martires, at 7:30 in the morning. The flag raising ceremony is scheduled at 8 o'clock in the morning.
So, Mr. Chairman, can we request our provincial secretary to make representation with the Office of the President so that kasi RSVP and Mr. Chairman, we have to confirm to call and confirm our attendance. Otherwise, baka di kita palaugon dyan kung di kita mag-confirm. So, we request our provincial secretary na the provincial officials will be attending that occasion on June 12.
I think everybody has been given a copy.
Yes.
So,
Actually, nag-ano na ako, Mr. Chairman, pero maray na itong official, Sangguniang Panlalawigan, mag-cost ng call duman sa Malacanang. Totally ko mo pong mga numbers dyan.
so are we all coming? So we want to know from all of you if
Barong Tagalog.
Barong Tagalog. All of us will be coming. So the secretary is so directed.
And in fact, Mr. Chairman, that itong sticker
Yes, sir.
should be placed.
Should be pinned. Should be
Hindi sa
placed.
akin,
At the color. Okay.
Hmm.
For security recognition lang. So the secretary is so directed to coordinate with the office of the president for that affair.
Yes, sir.
So
The last one, Mr. Chairman, is the committee
Thank-
report of Board
Honorable
Member Simando regarding the special committee on
yes,
administrative cases.
the transferred item.
With this regard, Mr. Chairman, I move for a 1-minute recess.
1 minute recess. Si board member board member Okay lang. Okay. Session will now resume.
Sir, Attorney Simando, hindi na po muna, dali. So, Mr. Chairman, as agreed, we will be conducting, this is only for the case of Tria versus Noble. Mr. Chairman, that we will be having our committee as a whole headed by the presiding officer, Vice Governor Ato Peña. And as agreed, Mr. Chairman, it will be Board Member Simando, the chairman of the Special Committee on Administrative Cases, who will do the legwork in communicating, subpoena, and all the communications to be given to all parties will be done by his committee.
We agree on that suggestion, Mr.
Okay, if that is the case, then
Then the hearing will be conducted in the afternoon
Of the session.
every Tuesday. In the afternoon of this session.
okay. So if that is the case, if there is no objection from everybody, then
So,
we go ahead with that.
Yes. We reiterate
Your
our
motion.
motion for the approval of my committee report.
Okay. So any second? Duly seconded by Honorable Noble. No objection? Remarks? Same is approved.
Thank you.
Other matters?
Other matters?
Well,
Sir.
yes.
Go ahead.
In other matters, I had several meetings with the secretariat and all focal persons of all board members because we want to, we want our legislative and documents tracking system to be fully implemented. As of now, the effectivity and efficiency is only 70%. So we want to have it 100% operational. So with this, anyway, it is in accordance with our House Rules, man. Ang pakiulimis na po kung pwede itong mga committee report should be already included in the agenda. We will no longer consider inclusions of committee reports. Kung pwede po sana, tanganing prior to that, nakalaog na po sa system itong na-encode na itong resolution so that within the same day, habang nagkakarampo kita, we will be able to print the resolution and we will be able to have that approved in the same day. That's the objective. So, habang nagsisession po kita, kung may mga amendments, may nag-encode na po. So, one of the observations po na pigadalan mo niyan, nadidelay because nagibo na ang resolution, na print na, mayo na mapapirma. So, we have to go to your places, harara yung maray. So, ang strategy is i-encode mo na, Kaya kung may inclusions po kamo, at least a day before, yaon na duman sa system, tanganing habang nag-deliberate po digdi, kung may mga revisions, nagigibon na sinda. So while taking our lunch, pigwe-print na ninda, and then before we go home, mapirmahan na si mga resolutions. So we can submit that immediately to the Office of the Governor. So yan, sana po pakiulay lalo na ng mga committee reports, taharalaba, lalo na ng mga budgets, review of budgets of different municipalities, kung pwede po ma-include na duman sa agenda preparation ta. So, nganing maibali na. Second po, I had a meeting with your designated focal persons. Sana po tanan ninyong authority talaga ito ng mga focal persons ninyo. Tasinda po ang sa mo yung ko-coordinatan regarding the operations kaya sa tuyang system. Kung mayo po kamo duman may nalalaog. So, mga reminders duman po sa inda. And we are providing all of you, all your offices with a desktop. Tanganing itong system makalaog na sa muya gabos. So we are now in the process of preparing the PR for the desktops. Tanganing gabos pong opisina nindo iguana kayan. We are very serious in our aspiration to be ISO certified, at least level 1 by next year. So in preparation for that, we're doing this. Sana po makuha sa indong suporta on this. That this will be an honor and legacy of all of us na at least ma-ISO certified ang Sangguniang Panlalawigan. And this is one item and one thing that we will be working on. So everything has to be defined. So we will come up with a manual in accordance with the house rules. Ano po? And duman po nag-ISO certified na mga probinsya, garo nagkaigwa ng duwa, saro siguro ni isa-suggest ko sa chairman ng Committee on Rules na bakosan na po daang bakosan ng resolution approving the House Rules, dapat po daang ordinance and House Rules should be through an ordinance. So, yan ang gigibon po siguro na dapat magibota na ang House Rules should be an ordinance, not just a resolution. So siguro kung magibota po yan, tanganing gabos in order, siguro kitaan mainot na naman sa Bicol. So we need your cooperation. And we're looking at also of providing you with iPads, no longer laptops.
iPad tablet.
iPad tablet. Okay, iPad tablet. So we're looking into that. Pig harmonize na sana po, pig fine-tune ta sa tuyang ang program so that we will be able to enjoy the system. So, talagang paperless na kita. Ngunyan kaya igwapa kitang paper na pig-distribute, but as we go along, talagang paperless na kita. So, all iPads and the projector na sana. So, we had series of meetings already. Kami po, we'll be working overtime to complete the system. So, ang kaipuan minsan na po sa mga board members, sa indo po suporta and understanding. May mga difficulties po yun at the start, pero sana po, we will have your support and cooperation so that we'll be able to install the system 100%. That's all. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
if you notice, Mr. Chairman, that there are inclusions, ito pong mga member na igwaning inclusion, ipiglalag lang sa pangaran niya. The name is included there, pero mayo po kita ning mayo kita ning subject kung ano ang sayang inclusion. So as a matter of suggestion or request to the members who would like to have an inclusion, kung pwede po itong subject
Title.
matter, itong concept or synopsis kay itong title lang ipadaradig diyo sa
A day before.
computer operator. Dawa on the day, Mr. Chairman, na pwedeng i-encode. Take note, Mr. Chairman, that when a board member moves for an inclusion, pigi-encode tulos ninda. But unfortunately, only the name can be reflected there because it's very hard. It is very hard to know what is the inclusion. So, kaya kung mapipwede po, kung igwang si gustong mag-include, tawan ning kopya, dawa itong title lang, inipong sa tong computer operator. So that during the inclusion, pwede niyang i-type. So what appear here, Mr. Chairman, is only the name of the board member sa inclusion. Because this is not part of the agenda as approved
As
by
per-
this by me.
by
Kasi on the spot, Mr. Chairman, an inclusion. Kaya gusto tang sabihin, by the time na nag-i-include si board member, pigi-encode niya man. Kung tatawan po ng kopya ang sa tong encoder, dire-diretso yan. Para mahili. Pero in red, Mr. Chairman, so that we will know na inclusion ini. Inclusion ini. So if we can have the title para madaling i-include, or maybe say for committee report, ilag po finance and appropriation. Tanganing may guide kita na si BM Warren Senior, ang committee report niya is all about finance and appropriation. Kasi dakol pa man sa ibang committee ba. Like board member si Mando, special committee on administrative cases. Dawa arog lang kayan, igwa lang po ning, so that the encoder will be guided of what to put in the subject matter of this committee report, including business for the day.
Okay. So anyway, I agree with that, but the system, ang program ta kaya, kung arog po kaya na ito makukuha ito tulos, magigibot yung sa tong resolution. So ang sa to yung pakiulay siya na, as managers baga, we should plan 100 days ahead of time. So I think na-prepare tabag ang agenda in a regular meeting, go forward sa tuya gabos, Friday. So siguro kung may mga pagbabago pa na gusto tang i-include, siguro by Monday, aram ta naman. So ang pakiulay mi na po ko ta, na kung may draft na kamo itong ordinance na ito, ay resolution na ipapasar nindo, itaw na sa moya bago mag 5 o'clock in the afternoon of a Monday, or a day before the session, kung special man yan, tanganing in the evening, na-encode na po yan sa system, so that pagkaaga, nagsisession, kung may mga revisions, ma-revise na lang. So dahil na ma-encode. So, saro po yan sa pakiulay me. Ikadua, kung ito pong, ito nga ni na committee report, dahil na po ako on as an inclusion. So, kung pwede ang pakiulay me, anyway, yaon man dumambaga sa tuyan, it should be approved in the agenda. So, dapat, papa-approve rin na po kay chairman, ang sa tuyung mga committee reports. Kung dahil po kita ready, dahil na pabali sa agenda, then ang committee report should be treated in the following session. Yan sa naman po ang pakiulay, may tanganing garo, kami man, sa secretariat, di sa administrative works, may sistema man kaming napapabilista ang system tarigdi. Pig-observe namin ngunyan, it's taking us long. Haloy na nga ni, pag forward na naman sa executive department, medyo it's taking time. Kung nahaloy paligdi sa tuya, mas doble. So, tanga ni maka-economize, at least, pero igwa mo po mga exceptional cases. Kung mga urgent, alam mo nga, during the day, may nag-apod sa tuya, may urgent na, okay yan, mga exceptional cases yan. Pero as a matter of policy, ang pakiulay mo siya na pukuta, kung may inclusion ka mo, itaon na sa moya si draft at least a day before. A day before, itaon na sa moya, tanganing i-encode mo na. Kung mayo po ka mo ng writer, then isubmit na sa ina, kung ano ang gist kan resolution, then we'll ask our writer to prepare. And then we'll have it approved by you the following day. So that ma-encode na sana, ma-edit na sana, now na duman sa system. We are acquiring one laptop for that purpose. Habang nag-i-encode po na, nag-discuss po kita digdi, may operator na po kita dyan, nagigibo na, nag-write na. Pag ruwas na digdi, nagpiprint na sinda, papapirmahan na sa toya. So within the day, itong resolution na inaprubahan ta, pwede na pong pirmahan ta. So we can submit that immediately to the office of the governor the following day. So, dahil po kita naglalaps. Ngunyan naglalaps sa pirmahan sa toyang period eh. So, this is one system that we have thought of so that we can improve our system. So, anyway, nasa trial period po kita ngunyan. Sabi mi nga, nag-issue na po ako ng circular para sa mga employees. Sana po, matabangan tayo ito na ma-implement ito tanganing mas malaging efficient ang sa tuyang system.
So, Mr. Chairman, Friday ang cut-off. Cut-off Friday.
Iya, sir.
Cut-off. So, on Monday, dawa mag-submit kami, that should be, magiging inclusion na siya.
Iyo po.
Inclusion na. Dawa Monday mag-submit, or Tuesday morning, inclusion na.
Iyang kutan sa muya, tando ba sa system kaya, sa program
Kasi
sa yan.
we are talking with, I'm talking with Ma'am Susan, day palan kaya na Monday ang satong cut-off. Day kaya.
Kung pwede po, Friday.
Friday, okay.
Yes,
so, kung igwa kaming mga ihahabol sa Monday, day na pwede.
Inclusion na, sir, siguro.
Inclusion. So anyway, all inclusions will be in red. So to differentiate from the regular from the regular agenda. So inclusions which will be accepted by the members will be in red.
In red, okay.
Okay. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I would like to suggest, kasi some offices, including the board members, may mga telepono. We don't have to subscribe more telephone lines. Ang kayo po talang po, PABX. PABX. Igwa po ning 32 lines, may apat na outside call. At you will not spend 30,000 kasi ang telepono baga 600 sa naman ang telepono. Itong PABX na ito, 18,000 lang to, Mr. Chairman, with 32 lines. So, pwede mo nang i-spread sa kabus na opisina, pero kung ma-outside call ka, magamit ka katong apat na lines. Pwedeng si sarong line, exclusive nga sa Vice Governor, Secretary, and duwa, open. Pero with control. So, we can have
will
that.
do that, Mr. Chairman.
Kaning gabos,
That is
gabos,
one,
Mr. Chairman.
actually, that is one of the requirements in in our aspirations. We have to provide all of you the communication system, including the internet connections. So we have to provide you all this. Kabali po yan sa plano, and we are seeking the help of the governor in providing us an additional fund to do this. But it will not be much. We agree with your suggestion that has been thought of. We're putting up a PABX system.
PABX.
So gabos po kamulalagan linya, not only telephone but as well as internet connections.
So, okay, if there will be no more inclusion, Mr. Chairman, or matters to be discussed. Ikaw man.
Other matters?
Mr. Chairman, referring to the scheduled committee hearing on Friday, as per request of Honorable Figuracion regarding the resolution ordinance, reevaluate the rate of the Elephant Hospital. The schedule of committee hearing under my committee on Ways and Means will be on Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning. And then after that, the committee on higher education, 10 o'clock, as per request of Honorable Bani Sinyar, pertaining to the extension of Ragay Community College as under Imbibilia Party College. So we'll be on Friday, 9 o'clock, Committee Ways and Means under per request by Honorable Figuracion. Then 10 o'clock, higher education under per request by Honorable Bani Sinyar. Will be on Friday. So may we remind to all members to attend to that schedule committee hearing. Thank you,
So,
Mr. Chairman.
just to reiterate, so as manifested by the Honorable Noble, the Committee on Ways and Means Committee will have a hearing on Friday, 9 o'clock, and the Committee on Higher Education at 10 o'clock. You mentioned about higher education. We passed a resolution and ordinance regarding the special higher education program. I was tasked by the governor to coordinate and work it out with the CHED. I had a meeting with Chairman Likwanan of the Commission on Higher Education. We have a lengthy discussion on our program, on that program. Just last Friday, she sent one of the commissioners here in Camarines Sur to evaluate our proposal. So I am very confident that it will be considered, although the present policy of the CHED is to discourage opening of extension classes. But I told them that this is not actually an extension. This is a program of the provincial government. So there is a distinction between an extension of classes than the program being a higher education program implemented by the provincial government. Kaya medyo confident ako na makaka-open po kita within the year in Limanan, Siruma, and Garza Torena. So, but if there is still a move to open in Ragay, I think we can consider that early next year.
May I request to the provincial secretary to invite the CHED regional director on that schedule, as well as the officer of the provincial health officer, and then the budget officer, and then what about Mr. Chairman, the administrator of the said hospital, so that they can also uh, update pertaining to that. So I think there are 11 provincial hospital under the province of Camarines. So under that committee, which means I think the provincial health officer, and then the budget officer, and then the all administrator of that provincial hospital. And then in committee on higher education, I think the committee on education in Bula, Kamsun, and then Ragay, as well as the regional director of CHED. And what about, sir, the...
I suggest that we just request the extension officer of CHED in Naga.
yes.
They have no permanent regional director yet, but they have an extension officer in Naga.
What about, sir, the Calabanga? So may I know also the stand of the...
Well, we still have to agree because that has not been included in the ordinance.
So that they can also include on that resolution order. What about the gentleman from the third district? The,
It's up to you.
so I think we also invited that, so that they can also include on that resolution ordinance amended to that. So yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. So, any other matters?
Mr. Chairman, just for information, Mr. Chairman, with regards to the APEC summit for next year, there will be an APEC summit of, I think, 16 or 18 countries to be attended by the presidents themselves or prime ministers in all 16 countries. And one of the destination will be Albay. Sa destination is Albay. But the presidents will not come and prime minister to Albay. Beginning July, Mr. Chairman, or August, the ministers from different countries will be coming in to discuss all matters. Kung anong pinagkaorolayan nila, sa November next year, pipirmahan na sa nakang presidente. So it will be an 8 to 10 months duration wherein different officials of 16 countries will be coming in. And one of the venue is Albay. And I happened to talk to Director Rabanilla. She informed me that Davao is already dropped from the destination, from the venue, only for the reason that when the inspection team came over to Davao, they experienced 4 hours brownout. Nagkaigwaning 4 hours na brownout sa Davao, tinanggal sa Davao. And in Boracay, Mr. Chairman, when the inspection team had a lunch and ordered for a wine, salang glass wine ang itinaokan Hyatt Hotel. Under probation ngunyan ang Boracay. 50-50, it's either kung tutugutan o dahi, kasi ignorante da sa glass wine ang Boracay. Only for that, Mr. Chairman. And this week, Mr. Chairman, the inspection team will be coming to Albay. And if they are not able to come up and address the brownout in Albay, definitely Albay will be cancelled or terminated from the list. Subic is already terminated. Then nakaiba ta masyadong harayo. Then I asked Mr. Chairman, if Albay will not be part of that venue, can Camarines be part of the venue? They da pwede because we have to have 16 venues. Saro lang ngayong venue, duwa lang ngayong venue ni Do, Makagang saka Avenue Plaza. They pwede. So we have to have 16 venues and we have to have 16 villas where 16 countries can be accommodated. Kada sarong country, sarong hotel, sarong an accommodation, kanya-kanya. Dahil pwede magsararo sa sarong istaran so we are not prepared for that accommodation, Mr. Chairman, but I insisted if Camarines will be part of the RNR, the rest and recreation of these ministers, of these national officials of different countries, if Camarines will be part of it. Wala pa daw, because it will be the national government who will be preparing for those, even for those recreation, rest and recreation, it will be the national government who will prepare for that. So hopefully, Mr. Chairman, that Albay will not be dropped from the list of venues of this APEC comes November. Pero ma-start na po ang ang orientation or meaning ang conferences can different ministers will start on August this year. Mapuuna po ang urulay. Kung ano mapagkasunduan, pipirmahan na lang ang presidente sa November next year. So that will be all, Mr. Chairman, for the information. And if there will be no more other matters to be discussed, I move to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Any second? Duly seconded. Session is adjourned. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you, man. Sigurado ka. Thank you. Special.